Welcome, ladies and gents, to today's episode of JDSN Sports. Today we're going to go over Tuesday's NHL playoff games and takeaways from that. Amon-Ra extending with the Lions, as well as a deal for Caitlin Clark. But first, we're going to go over Reggie Bush getting his Heisman trophy back from 2005. They finally decided to give it back to him after realizing that since they've since completely flipped on paying players, they figured, well, I guess he does kind of deserve that. He was the best player from that year, right? Was kind of disappointing to see him have it taken away in the first place, and people have been wanting for him to get it back anyways, like even before NIL was even a thing. So good for him to finally get that back, although that's been, 19 years from now. Hopefully things like this trickle over into other things. I feel like this is going to be more of a commonplace thing, not just with football, but I'm sure there's been plenty of players in college basketball, baseball, other sorts of things like that, that will be getting, hopefully, their due trophies and accolades back. On to the NHL playoffs, though. If you didn't watch any of the games on Tuesday, a couple things from that. Panthers had tremendous save by their goalie to save their game, which did go to overtime. But if you're watching here, I mean, they got the puck around behind goal, shot it across and back, and he was not getting played today. He dove right back with that glove, just said, "Not get out of here," and kept that from happening. Really cool for them. Also, the Jets lose to the Avalanche 5-2, which was weird after seeing them score 7 points against the Avalanche in game one. I don't know how that's like two different opposites. They got to figure some stuff out there and be more consistent. Again, especially being this late in the season in the playoffs, you'd think consistency would be going for them. Maybe the Avalanche or win because of it. We'll see. On to the NFL. Amon-Ra St. Brown cashed in an extension with the Lions, $120 million over 4 years, with $77 million of that guaranteed, which is that's so much money. It's the most ever for a wide receiver. So great for him. I'm sure he's happy. Get to play a little Scrooge McDuck, go swimming in your money. And he is their best wide receiver. It is worth it for them, I believe. And also, I do think it could affect San Francisco's trade talks with Brandon Ayuk, who's going to be needing an extension here soon. I would imagine I don't think he'll get a whole lot more if he does get more than Amon-Ra St. Brown, because no offense to him, but he's not the only wide receiver that the 49ers need, and they have other guys that can get the job done for them, like Deebo Samuel. But yeah, I would expect him to get a similar deal, perhaps a little bit more or maybe more guaranteed, but not a whole lot more. Also, now WNBA news. Caitlin Clark signs a deal with Nike for 8 years and $28 million. That's awesome for her. She hasn't even played a single game in the WNBA for the Fever. She probably hasn't even closed on a house yet in Indianapolis. Really good for her. I've never heard of a deal for a WNBA player being that much ever. And again, she hasn't even played yet. I know they're expecting a ton of numbers from her, whether it be just jersey sales. I'm sure she'll have a shoe if she's going with Nike. It's amazing for her. I mean, she's had a roller coaster of a week. If you've heard about the Antonio Brown stuff that's been going on with her, feel for her. That's a lot, as well as other things that have hit the internet related to her. But yeah, at least she's getting paid, right? And finally, for today's episode, we have 2 NBA games tonight. We have Pelicans Thunder and Heat versus the Celtics. For the Celtics game, 100% going Celtics. No offense to the Heat, but yeah, no Jimmy Butler, no dice. Celtics are just too good. And yeah, if you're without your best player against them, you're screwed. There's no other way of saying it. You're not in a good position. But for the Pelicans Thunder game, I know the Pelicans do not have Zion. But the last game they played with the Thunder, they kept it within 2. That was a really, really close game. And actually, I'm going to go with the underdogs here. I'm going to go with the Pelicans. I think McCollum and company can get it done without Zion. And I'm assuming that'd be a wake-up call for the Thunder. But yeah, also just a small little tidbit. The Lakers, I mean, like I said, I said from the beginning, I think it'll be either a sweep or they'll lose in 5. And so far it's going that way. Yeah, I didn't get really all the hype to begin with. The Nuggets are second seed for a reason, and Lakers, I think they're kind of overhyped because they got LeBron. Anthony Davis, he has been playing really well. He had a great game, just got kind of overshadowed by Jamal Murray scoring buzzer beater over him to win the game for them. But yeah, I feel like that's going to be that series. But again, first round, we still got plenty of series left to go. But that being said, another short episode today, but hope you all have a great day. Like, subscribe, comment what other sports news you'd like to see from me. And I hope you all have a good one.